the Bucks' future, is that a good job or a great job?
Oh, a great job. Great young talent, obviously, in Antetokounmpo. You have Middleton. One thing that people are not talking about, I know Jason Kidd was let go, but he didn't have Jabari Parker really almost for 2 years because of the knee injuries. He was in and out, but not at all this season. And they're still sitting seventh and a game and a half really out of the fifth spot. It was interesting quotes coming out of that conversation between Giannis and Jay Kidd when obviously Giannis found out before Jay Kidd in the phone call and, do you want me to call management? Do you want me to call my agent? The interesting thing Jay Kidd says is don't worry about it. What is done, but just tell the truth. Tell the truth about what? There's some underlining factor that's going on either between Jason Kidd and his coaching staff and management or ownership. Tell the truth about what? That's what I would want to know.
It was weird, the chain of command, that it went from management to star player to the soon-to-be-fired coach. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Very rare does that happen because, number one, you never want to upset your 21, 22-year-old, future icon player in Antetokounmpo. But they felt that they probably had to get ahead of the story, and Giannis was not happy about it. Obviously, him and Coach Kidd, very close. They have that Nike relationship. So I think it was unsettling for him, but you've got to go to him first and saying, this is what we're thinking of. This is what we're probably going to do. And you're probably going to have to get on board with them. I know they just signed a deal. See, this is why great players in small markets, they start looking elsewhere because of the stability is not there. And for whatever reason, management felt that Coach Kidd had maxed his coaching ability, capacity with this young team. And to me, I think there's another dynamic that people aren't talking about, the Eric Bledsoe trade. I don't know if Jason Kidd was on board with it or not on board with it because Malcolm Brogdon, last year's Rookie of the Year, I thought was a great piece for them. And you and I talk about this all the time about chemistry and how big that is, especially for a young team. Everyone had a role on this team, including Malcolm Brogdon, the Rookie of the Year last year. So when Bledsoe came in, and I'm not putting this on Bledsoe, but it kind of changed a little bit because the ball had to be in Bledsoe's hand a little bit more as opposed to Antetokounmpo, who was the point forward center on this team. So it changed a little bit, and I'm not quite sure if Jason Kidd was on board with it or wasn't on board with it because it changed the chemistry and the dynamic of the Milwaukee Bucks.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.